How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we got an unboxing. And this is going to be a good one, I think. If it's what I think it is, it's going to be a good one. It's coming from the Knife Center. Alright, doing the unboxing today. This is my first pocket knife of the year. Absolutely love these. These are awesome blades. Beautiful knives. And they're good working knives too. Baglighter 2 XL. I mean, not Baglighter 2, just Baglighter XL. Plunge lock. That's the one I like, is the plunge lock one. And I like the XL because I like the bigger size. Lots of great ones with 3.5-inch blades too. I just like the one with the bigger blade. My other favorite one was the Conspirator from Speed. But this one took its place though because it's got the bigger blade. Alright. And this you can get skiff bearings for. And once you put skiff bearings in it, it's even smoother. And it's already smooth without the skiff bearings. Okay, let's see what we got here. This aside. Alright. Oh, my first combat collectible of the year. I've had this knife on back order forever. And I wanted a real one, but I wanted a new one. Sheffield, was Sheath, SHE 006 Fairbairn-Sykes British Commando Dagger. 6 7/8-inch blade, black blade, and leather sheath. $74.95. Knife Center. I'm gonna keep the receipt and everything together because this is a collector. But it'll be one that I always pull out. Share with y'all when I'm talking about combat blades. I'm gonna cut this tape. I'm gonna break this seal. I don't want to mess up the paper. So I use a really sharp knife. There we go. Okay, another seal over here. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, people. I used to have one back in the day. When I first started collecting knives, I got one. And it should be the exact same one that this one is. A 3rd generation. These are ones that you can get now that were basically the exact same thing that they were making back in World War II. But these are the last edition of the World War II Commando Fighting daggers. Okay, oh, it's got some weight to it too. Ah. These were also used by our troops too. Different units, specialized units in our military in World War II also had these. These are the knives that they had before they had the other commando knives that our troops had. I'm going to sort of try to keep this all together because it doesn't have a box. I'll keep it like this, the way it came. Alright. And the sheath is made like this so you can sew it to your garment. Whatever, you know, like let's say inside of your jacket, you can sew this to the inside of your jacket, or it could be a boot knife, sew it to the inside of your boot. But it's made to be sewn to your inside of your jacket or your boot, or however you're going to carry it, in pants or whatever. Or you can carry it with the belt loop. Let's see how it looks in the sheath. Oh yeah, it fits all the way in. You can carry it like this. Has a metal tip at the bottom of the sheath. The sheath is made out of leather. It's made in Sheffield, England. 3rd generation. Now this one's even sharp. This one's sharp, people. Oh yeah. Oh, that point is stabby. This is the real deal. And I'm sure that has I'm not sure exactly how these are made. I know this handle is either made out of a cast material like brass or some sort of metal. I know some of them were made out of zinc, some of them were made out of, and then some of them were made out of brass. But the handle, you know, this is all pieced together, and it has a rat's tail going through it. Not really like, sort of like the K-bar, you know, where it has that real, you know, thin flat piece going all the way through it. But it is a full tang knife, but it's not a full exposed tang knife, but it does have a tang going all the way through the handle, and then it bolts at the cap. It's a carbon steel blade. I'm not sure what kind of steel it is though. Oh man, this really feels good in the hand too. Even though it looks really thin, this handle grip feels really good. And some of these, the original ones, I think if I remember right, because I got a lot of my information from, let me tell you who I got it from. Give them credit for helping me learn about this. Made me want to get one again. Because before when I had one, I didn't really know that much about it. Let me see. Sorry about this, people. I had it on the page. Okay, here we go. His name is Scholagladitoria. Scula Gladiatoria. Scala Gladiatoria. I don't know if I'm saying it right. He's a British guy, but he had a really good YouTube video on Fairbairn-Sykes, and it had to do with the myths of the Fairbairn-Sykes dagger. Oh, here we go, Juno. Juno's here. Say hi to everybody, sweetie. Mm-hmm. I know you had to come make your entrance. That's my girl. That's my girl. Okay, kiddo. Gotta get down. Gotta get down. Gotta get down. That's my girl. Wanna come up in the video? Wanna come up here? What you doing? Okay, that's my girl. This is the Fairbairn-Sykes. The grip feels really good on it. And the finish on that blade is pretty awesome. These are made the same way they were made back in World War II, the end of World War II. This is the 3rd generation Fairbairn-Sykes. The first one was made by Wilkington Sword, if I remember right, what I learned on the video. And it had a flat tang right here, and it said FS Fighting Knife, Fairbairn-Sykes Fighting Knife. They had all sorts of fighting techniques for the military, the SAS and in England, and special forces units and everything like that behind this knife. It's an awesome blade. Saw a lot of combat in World War II. Just like the K-bar. All right, Juno, you gotta get down, sweetie. You gotta get down. You gotta get down, kiddo. I love you, sweetie. Go ahead and get down. That's my girl. All right, let's bring in a couple more of my dagger collection from World War II. My World War II dagger collection. Let's see where we want to put this one. This one goes up top. You can see the sheaths that they go with too. These are my World War II daggers. This one is a modern interpretation of a World War II dagger. The EK model was at 44. EK model 44. General Patton in World War II carried one of these. This is one of the first military daggers that our military created. And it was created after this one. Because we decided we wanted our own and we wanted to make something a little bit beefier and a little bit stronger that our troops can use for different types of duties besides just taking out the enemy. So that's where this one came from, the EK-44. And then that one was replaced by the K-bar, the knife that we know as the K-bar, the USMC K-bar, or the military K-bar. And I think that was actually a Union cutlery knife in World War II, the K-bar. It wasn't called K-bar, it wasn't made by K-bar, it was made by Union cutlery. I think they called it a K-bar. The model was the K-bar or something like that, I can't remember. Can't remember the whole story. And this is a trench knife right here. And this is the M4, is that right? Let me make sure I'm telling you the right one. No, M3. I'm sorry, see, I would have told you the wrong thing. It's a US M3. Made by Camellias Cutlery. This is made out of 1095 HC. This one's made out of 1095 CV, which is a little bit more rust resistant and corrosion resistant than the HC. That's one of the advantages that you have with the CV. It's a little bit more corrosion resistant. It has chromium and vanadium in it, in the mixture for 1095. But this is the M3 trench knife, and the M4 was the bayonet, I think. That was made from this knife. They just basically turned it into a bayonet. They put the the bayonet loops on it so you can put it mounted on your rifle. But this one's seen service since World War II all the way up until present day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Just like the K-bars. This has been a special duty unit, special unit knife for a long time. But this is one that we also used in World War II. It was a British, is on our side in World War II. Excuse me. These were all knives that our soldiers would have used, or the side against Hitler. Absolutely love them. This year, I think I'm also going to try to get a bayonet, a couple of bayonets. I sort of want to get a couple of the, like a 1905 bayonet, and that was made with the Springfield 1903 or something like that. I can't remember all the story and everything, but and I also want to get the smaller version, the 1905, the one I'm talking about. I think it has a 16-inch blade. And then they came out with another one in World War II for the M1 Garand. It had a 10-inch blade. I'm going to get both of them. I'm going to try to get, like real World War II ones. Because the 1905 also was a World War I bayonet. And then they found out that the blade was too long for trench fighting, so that they downsized the blade to a 10-inch blade. I think that's the story behind it. So basically, the World War II M1 Garand bayonet is basically the same thing as the 1905, if I'm not mistaken. It's just cut down. And they actually took a bunch of the early ones and cut them down and made them 10-inch ones, and then they also later made real 10-inch ones. And you can tell the difference by the blood grooves. But anyway, I think I'm going to try to get a couple of those this year too for my military collection. That'll probably be the ones I'll try to get. Because I pretty much have all the knives I really like from my military collection. I like getting ones from different countries too though. Like this one's from England, and I also have a couple from Russia, and one from Sweden that was it Sweden? Or Austria. Austria. Not Australia, but Austria. That a lot of different militaries used. The Chinese military, even our military used it. And German military also. Absolutely love these people. But my stickler with knives though is I always like to get things when they're mint. I hate getting things when they're all beat up. But the bayonets I'm going to get, those are probably going to be kind of beat up, people, because there isn't any nice ones anymore. Unless you want to spend an extra, a crazy amount of money. And I don't want to do that. And I even considered getting the replica ones, but then I decided I didn't want to go with the replica because I'd always want the real one. And the real ones were heat treated and tested. The blades were actually heat treated and tested to withstand impacts. Sort of like cold steel used to do. That they tested the blades before they sent them out to the soldiers, make sure they wouldn't snap on the soldiers in combat. That's how those old bayonets were made. So that's kind of badass to me. And I might get one, and I'm liable to clean it up, because a lot of people, everybody says don't never clean them up, don't sharpen them or whatever. I'm gonna get one for me. I'm not getting one for somebody else to have. And if I, later on in my life, it's time for it to become an heirloom and somebody wants it or whatever, that's okay, that's cool. But they're gonna get it the way I had it. Because I'm not gonna want it all beat up looking. I'll probably clean it up. Because all the ones I'm seeing that are in my price range, like around $200, they look like if you put a little work into them, they look really nice. And so I'll probably get one and clean it up as much as I can, maybe re-blue it or whatever, take it all the way apart and make sure it doesn't have rust underneath the handle, because I noticed that a lot of them, like when you restore them, I watch videos on restoring them and they always have rust, they're all rusted out underneath the handle. So that'd probably be definitely something I would do. I'd take it apart and I'd put it in a chemical dip, like I do, motorcycle and car parts. And let it sit in that for a couple of days and pull it out and then clean it all up. Get all the rust off of it. Take a wire wheel to it and get the, whatever's left on it off of it. Because I want the rust off. And then I'm going to recoat it. I'll re-blue the whole entire knife. But that's what I'm thinking about doing with one. I really want the long one. I want the 16-inch one the most. The 10-inch ones are the ones that are most available, and they're the ones that are most affordable. You can get those under $100. But the older one with the 16-inch blade, for the ones in the type of condition I want, because I want a sheath too. I want it to come with the sheath also, because it's also hard to find the sheaths. So, I want it to have the sheath and everything, and those had like wooden sheaths that were leather covered and had stitching down the middle. But I also like that fiberglass sheath a little bit better though, because that one's actually more usable. The other sheath would actually fall apart. It's known for falling apart. But anyway, this is my new military blade, the new one for this year, people. This has a blade that's 6 inches and 7/8 inches long. Let's see how much it weighs. .6 ounces. How much does it weigh with the sheath? 9.5 ounces. That's actually pretty light. U.S. military M3 trench knife. 8.5 ounces. That almost weighs as much as this whole unit together. And then with the sheath, 12.1. 12.1 ounces. I know this one's going to weigh a lot because this is a full tang knife. This one's made sort of like a K-bar, but the rat tail's even a little bit wider and thicker than the K-bar is. This is one made by Camellias, the old Camellias company. This one's full tang, full exposed tang. This is the one I like the best. This is my favorite one. 10.5 ounces, 10.5 ounces. Of course, the one I like the best is going to be the heaviest, huh? 14.5 ounces. But you know what? If I was to go in combat, this would be the one I would take. I would trust this one the most. Why? Because it's just built like a tank. It's built to be super strong. It's built to be, you know, taken apart where you can maintain it. These are FRN handle scales, and they bolt to the handle. So this whole knife comes apart and you can clean it if you had to. I like this one. The EK. The EK Model 44. This is the one that General Patton carried in World War II. Let's see mount. Let's measure the thickness, huh? Well, this one looks sinister, though. I like the way the British Commando knife looks, the SAS Commando knife. It's just sexy. It's a stiletto. All right, here we go. Are we zeroed? Zeroed out? .19, 5.2 ounces. I mean, 5.2 millimeters. 5.2 millimeters. .7 millimeters, or 4.75 millimeters, almost 4.8 millimeters. Let's zero it out, make sure. Yep, 4.75 millimeters. The Dagger, the EK. .3.8 millimeter. Let's zero it out, make sure. .9, it's almost 4 millimeter. Pretty close to 4 millimeter. It's probably listed as 4 millimeter, I bet. Let's measure the butt cap. Butt end. That'll tell us too. Yep, 3.8. 3.8 millimeter. So I'd say it's 3.8 millimeter. 3.8 millimeters. Length of the blades, these are all going to probably be really close. This one says 7 inches now. It's supposed to be 6 7/8. It looks like a 7-inch blade to me. I would say it's 7 inches. It's like right on 7 inches. This one 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 6 and 5/8. This one is 6 and 5/8 also. So the British Commando knife is the longest. Let's try to measure, set them up. Yep, the British Commando knife is longer. That was right about there. Can you guys see the difference? This one is the longest. This one looks like it's the second longest. And this one's the shortest. These were the knives that special forces and commandos and people that just needed knives just to stab people with, to take out their enemy with. They didn't need camp knives or anything like that because they were on a mission. That's what these knives are for. As some people would say, they were for getting busy, taking care of business. These weren't meant to be camp knives. So I hate when I see videos of people using these things like they're camp knives or something like that. That's totally wrong. These things are meant to stab things and stab flesh, not things that are hard like wood. They're meant to stab soft targets like flesh. And these thin blades were meant so you can go in between the rib cage and bone, and you can stab through thick clothing during the winter time and during World War II and the cold and winter in Europe. I know about that. That's what I was trained to do. I was trained to be, fighting the cold in Germany. So I know how you wear layers and layers of clothes. So I imagine the soldiers were wearing layers and layers of clothes too. And if you had a blade that was sort of blunt, it may not easily stab through a bunch of clothes, but something like this would. It's a thick blade stock too. It looks like it's thin, but it's actually thick. Guys, see that? Stays pretty thick. The tip looks it looks like a small tip, but it actually looks pretty reinforced. I wouldn't use this to pry anything. I'm not saying that it's not a tip that's meant to be prying anything, but I think it'd be strong for a stabbing instrument. That's what it's meant to do. Made in Sheffield, England. This is the real deal, people. It's got some marking on the handles. I'm trying to see what it is. Can't really tell. Let you guys look. This is beautiful. Just think about all the enemy soldiers that this one took out during World War II. It's pretty wild when you just look at it and you think about soldiers are actually using knives just like this. The first ones had shiny blades with shiny brass handles. And then they came out, then they decided they want to make the handles black, and then they decided they want to make the whole everything black because of reflection. It's a beautiful knife. Beautiful, beautiful, people. Beautiful. All right. And that's about all I got for you today. I wish I knew what kind of steel this is. I don't know what kind of steel that is. Let me go on the website real quick. See if I can find out for y'all. It doesn't come with a box, with any kind of information or anything. The Knife Center. That's where I got it at, the Knife Center, people. I had it on back order forever. For pretty much a large part of last year. My orders. And here we go. Okay, Sheffield. SHE-006 Fairbairn-Sykes British Commando Dagger. 6 7/8 inch black blade, leather sheath, $74.95. Oh, they're already sold out of them again. Now it's on pre-order again. If you want to get one. They also have the one with the shiny blade too, if that's the one that you wanted. If you're interested in this. Okay, let me see what we got here. The Fairbairn-Sykes British Commando Knife is a double-edged knife with a cast metal grip. So this is the one with cast zinc. I think it's like a zinc metal grip, developed by Waltham William Ewart Fairbairn and Eric Anthony Sykes. Before World War II, it was made famous during the war when issued to British commandos, including the SAS, although the Fairbairn-Sykes knife is now of interest mainly to collectors like myself because of its sleek lines and commando association. It still remains in production today. This knife was designed exclusively for surprise attack fighting. Right. That's real knife fighting, people. Nobody gets in duels. I'm telling you how it works. The slender blade can easily penetrate a rib cage, and the vast handle grants precise grip. You're supposed to hold it like in a sword grip, like this, like in a pinch grip, sort of. The Fairbairn-Sykes is a crucial part of design, and it's a careful forging and production ensure that the knife balances exactly as designed. It's supposed to be a little bit handle heavy. Hilt should fit easily in the hand and the blade. Should not be heavy that the hand tends to drag the hilt from the fingers in a loose grip. Overall length 11.5 inches, blade length 6 7/8, weight 7.9 ounces, knife with sheath 9.5 ounces. That's exactly right. Made in Sheffield, England. All right, people. There it is there. I like World War II stuff. That's the stuff I like to collect because my father served in World War II. So that's why I like to collect World War II stuff. World War II and anything newer. You know, like World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, all those different eras. Because I've had family members that served in all those different wars. I'm a peacetime vet. I went in 1979 and got out in 1985. There wasn't anything happening. But not too long after I got out, that's when Iraq started. All right, sweetie. I was already into another career. But anyway, absolutely love them, people. Absolutely love them. Another wonderful addition to my military collection of daggers. And I know this one's the most sinister, and it's probably seen the most combat in World War II. You know, by people that actually use it for, combat. But I still like this one. Because this one feels like you can split wood with it. You probably can't because, you can't baton with a dagger. You tear up your baton. But this one feels like it's made, it's made to survive, not only good for one mission, but it'll survive the war. This one's super heavy duty. And this one's seen a lot of combat too. This one's been, spent a lot of time in Vietnam. Anyway, that's it for today, people. June and I are gonna go ahead and take a look at this one and put it on the internet for y'all. I know Juna can't wait to see herself. She loves watching these videos. All right, people. Peace out. Stiletto. Have a great day.